forgot that we had to translate. I'm very sorry. Because my mom gave the... Did everyone understand my mom's presentation?
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll do the English summary excluding my personal story. I was saying that I think as a movement, we need to always be self-critical, and we always have to be looking forward to like a strategic solution. And I think that Women's Day is really important. I'm so happy to see women organizing, but it shouldn't be a separate entity. It needs to be an integral part of the organization of the movement. And I used the EPLF movement and the PFDJ party that resulted from the movement as a case study of something we shouldn't do, which is to ignore problems until it's too late. You can't change, at some point in the future. Change has to be a process. And so I was encouraging us to look within, whether that's on our strategy, our representation, and be open to criticism without fighting. Because if we don't do that, it's going to be late by the time that Eritrea becomes free. And also, it's not just going to be late, it's not going to be possible. We're not going to be successful unless we're self-critical, unless we're inclusive, and unless we're looking ahead. And final point, I know I'm going off too long, which is, I think, back what I said in Swedish, I'm just like trying to repeat it, but I'm not remembering everything, is that I've seen a lot of criticism of people who are part of the Blue Revolution of Birger Hamido, and I think we need to acknowledge that this is the biggest our movement has ever been. And secondly, we need to acknowledge that these are people who have lived experience of the Eritrean government, and whether it's if we need to work on mental health support to deal with trauma, because for a lot of people this is the first time they're getting out the anger of what's happened to them, or whether it's dealing with strategic solutions, how can we actually mobilize strategically and effectively? These are all questions that we need to reflect on. It's not deadly criticism, it's necessary mechanisms to make sure that your movement is successful. And I was just saying that our organization wants to be an integral part of that process. And we've worked with different groups. We recently came from Uganda where we trained activists, and we do trainings online, we do book clubs, we have a magazine, we have all these different programs, and we're trying to develop them more.